Favourites on the floor.
Where she belongs!
Hello! Cheers!
Ayo.
Welcome to the Drunk Book Tag. This is wine in plastic cups.
Hey,
Just
it doesn't
so-
matter what receptacle it comes from, as long as it comes from a receptacle.
Like the bottle? Did I say we're doing the Drunk Book Tag? We're doing the Drunk Book Tag.
Yes. Do we have to drink every time we do a question?
I don't know, but that wine is
Nasty.
yeah. Okay, so question number 1. Oh, wait. I don't know where this book tag is from, but I will tag down below. I found it on Ali's channel, Hardback Hoarder, which is where I find all my tags. So I'll link both videos.
Lots of many tags.
Tag Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Wait,
It is Tuesday!
it's Tuesday.
Ayo.
Okay, number 1, wine coolers. You are 16 and you finally managed to sneak one of your mum's Smirnoff Ices. Woo! Whose mum drinks Smirnoff Ices?
Fun side note though, I did not know what a wine cooler was. I thought a wine cooler
It's like a tiny wine bottle, right?
No,
like
because it
the-
says Smirnoff Ices, so I think it's like what we call like Alco Pops. We don't know what things are.
What is one of your most guilty pleasure reads? You go!
Okay, we both have very similar to / the same answers. The selection. I am holding up the air because everyone seems to hate the last 2 books in the series, but I like them better because Evelyn is infinitely more tolerable than America, but I still feel like trash when I read it and I love it and I don't care.
I've only read the selection, but I did love it a lot. So that's why I'm holding up the selection.
But I feel like everyone holds it up for their guilty pleasure reads and everyone feels guilty for reading it, and I don't really feel guilty about reading a book. Like if I like a book, I like a book, but everyone's always like, the selection is trash.
But it's also really not that bad. I've read a lot worse books. People rag on it too much, I think. Oh no. Unlock it.
Number 2.
2 2s is 4. Oh, I'm gonna read it.
Yes, you're the adult.
Fear. You've made it to college and you are hosting your first kegger.
Woo!
Pick your favorite new adult or college-age book.
Yeah.
Mine is not technically new adult, but they are in college in like the last part of the story. And that is Midnights by Rainbow Rowell. This is one of my new favorite stories ever.
I feel like I don't really read that much new adult because a lot of the time the romances make me feel really uncomfortable. In Fangirl, they're in college.
Oh my god, your nails match it!
Look at this! This is
your house,
amazing! Levi is the most precious college-aged male in the history of the world, and I just love him so much. Forever and goodbye. Number 3, Tequila.
Hat.
You partied too hard last night and drank a little too much Jose Cuervo. What's a book that you never want to see again, or your least favorite book? Hello, it's me.
I don't know if this is my least favorite book, but I really just aggressively hate it.
I hate looking at it on my shelf because 1, it's so pretty I don't want to get rid of it, and 2, it sucked.
Yeah,
so bad.
it's got levels to the hate. To the rage. This book is Wayfarer by Alexandra Bracken.
I have 2 answers, and both of these books I don't own anymore. Michaela may put a picture where her face is. The first one is Truth Witch by Susan Dennard. Susan Dennard is like Sarah J. Maas's best friend, and so the main characters are based on apparently her and Sarah. But they are so awful and such idiots, and I hated them so much, and if they are based on Sarah in real life, then I'm not sure I want to meet her at all.
Would you be
because
offended
those characters are
if
the worst.
that character was about you?
Yes. And also, the writing was terrible and confusing, the world was awful, and I just hated the characters so much. I have actually unhauled that book and given it to the secondhand bookshop. My second book is Raw by Cora Carmack, whatever the fuck her name is. I have unhauled that to Michaela.
I'm gonna read it.
I think the writing was just trying, because the author's like a new adult contemporary romance author, and the romance was so yucky, and the characters were so yucky, and the writing was so just
Wasn't there like
trying so
one
hard.
character that you liked?
2,000 years later.
Not that I can remember.
Wait,
I
I
think
thought the books you hated the most was that Melissa De La Cruz ones.
Oh!
review I've ever read.
It's not Summer Without You by Jenny Han.
That's
I have a
cute
rant
cover.
review. It is really cute. So I really hate Truth Witch. I really hate Raw. When I was reading this, it made me so angry. But like, it's really short. It's like less than 300 pages and the font's pretty big. So I finished it really quick. So I'm like, I might as well read it. But stupid me ordered the third book after reading the first one because I was like, I really like this. This is the worst. So it's not Summer Without You by Jenny Han. I love Jenny Han's other books. This is terrible. I hate it. Do not recommend.
Yee.
0 stars.
I'm gonna link her rant review in the description if I remember to. Number 4, Beer Bong.
That's not... Beer Bong's
Beer
like
Bong.
the hose.
Oh, I was thinking about what is it? Beer pong?
Beer Bong.
It's similar. What's a book that you read super fast? Oh, we don't have the physical copy, so I might put it over here. Wow, look at that cover. The book I read the fastest, that I can remember reading the fastest, that's not like a short story.
I read this in an hour. Also, it was 5 pages long. So that's actually quite slow. Go. Speak now. Do the speaking.
Much later.
It's funny because I know I shouldn't be laughing, so that's making me laugh more. It's Ugly Love. I read it in like a day.
I was going to say the selection before because I finished that in like a day, but then I didn't want to say the same thing twice, and this is like freakishly, and I don't want to sound like I'm being pretentious or anything, but I finished this book in a day. It's called The Beauty of Darkness. It's the third book in the Remnant Chronicles by Mary E. Pearson. It's really thick. The font's not too bad. I just had to know what was going to happen to my babies immediately, and I think I read like 30 pages the night before, and then I just sat down the next day. I got up at like 9 o'clock, and I just did not move from my chair until like 5 p.m. And it was amazing, and I really love this series.
Jess is a very fast reader, so when she tells me she reads a 300-page book in one day, I'm not shocked, but like this is
I think
impressive.
I think I read 600 of the pages in one day, and that's like not normal. That was a very weird day. I don't normally drink coffee. I think I had a coffee. Pause, I'm gonna open the window.
I do.
Mrs. Potts, are you okay? Update. She's fine. Spring break! Woo! Oh, this is number 5, by the way. You've thrown your inhibitions to the wind and end up having a sexy night you'll never forget. What's your favourite smutty read?
Wow, you picked the same book as me.
How?
What a shock.
This is obviously the one I like the best. Quarter Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. Unlike a lot of people, I love it for more than just the sex scenes.
Me too.
Sex scenes, not bad at all.
They're pretty good.
They're pretty good.
The
But
throne
honestly-
room scene isn't even a sex scene, but it's the best sex scene.
That is the best scene.
It's the best one.
Every time I see a picture of her wearing like, you know, the art of her wearing like the black
Oh,
drapey thing, I'm like,
yeah.
damn son. Anyway,
That's enough about this, I guess.
the good sex bits in that book. Next.
Number 6 is A Screwdriver. What is the most twisted book that you've ever read?
I don't even have a copy of mine, but a friend from work lent it to me, and I think it was either this one or the second book, but it's like You by Catherine Ketnis, I think, wrote it, and it's like, this guy is a stalker serial killer person, and it's like written in second person, so you feel like you're the person being stalked, and I read like 30 pages of it, and I was just like, no thank you, and I put it down and I gave it back to my friend from work, and I felt really bad.
For me is, and I feel like this answer might confuse some people, but it's Caraval by Stephanie Garber. I love this book a lot, but there's like some fucked up shit happens in this book. In like mental ways. She has to like give up a day of her life, and then they just take it immediately away from her. So she's like dead in the middle of the book, and she's snuggling with Julian, who is also dead. When people die, they excrete.
Ew.
Yeah. But like that's not the most messed up thing that happens, I think.
I think it's like, it's creepy
his name?
twisted,
The
not
gross
like
name.
gross twisted.
Yeah. I was gonna also say Ugly Love, but that's like, I already said it.
We're diverse here. We have more than one answer for each question. Speaking of diverse,
A nice transition.
Long Island iced
Thank
tea,
you.
otherwise known as liiittle. No, not really. No.
Long Island Ice.
Liit. The melting pot of alcoholic beverages. What is one of your favourite diverse reads?
Well, but it is Beauty Queens by Libba Bray. There's so many characters, and I think it's definitely the only book I've read that has a transgender character in it. She's put in a very good light.
I have a lot, and there was one that I was going to say, but I'm using it for another answer, so. But one of my actual favourites, because like there's lots of books that I read that have diverse characters, but a lot of them other people say for answers, and I don't want to be a copycat. And a lot of them I read, and I'm just like, I feel like the only thing this book had going for it is that it's diverse and everything else about it is a pile of shit. So I'm going to say Will Grayson because Tiny Cooper is the most precious soul in the world and also is Will Grayson number 2 because he is a gay main character with a perspective and he's coming to terms with himself and everything about it is just precious and I love it so much.
Oh, can I say
Sorry.
about the Twisted book one? Like, if you've read Lolita and you don't say Lolita, that's fucked up.
You're the Twisted book.
I've been told a lot about Lolita and it makes me want to fucking throw up. Number 8, Sex on the Beach. A drink that's great in theory, but didn't quite live up to the hype.
I forgot
So-
how to sentence halfway through my sentence. I'm going with, and oh my gosh, controversial. What? An Enchantment of Ravens. Most Beautiful Cover Award. Because Charlie Bowater is an artistic goddess. There were so many things about this book that I almost liked, but the execution was so fucking poor. The romance was like, the insta-love is real. Like, and I thought
don't care
YA
about
had moved
insta-love
past
anymore.
this. Like, enough people talk about how much they hate insta-love that I feel like authors should have their little antennas up and be like,
Yeah.
but wait, maybe no.
Yeah.
But
Read
also-
your audience, guys.
But like, the world building was really wishy-washy. The character, like, she was an okay character and like the writing was really funny and quirky and I really liked that. But the overall everything together was just a mess.
Can I just say, like, I don't hate insta-love. Like, if it's there, I accept it. I feel like it's just a way of making the plot move faster.
I think it
So the
depends
book
whether or
isn't
not it's
600
believable
pages.
though. Like, you know how in The Sun is also a star?
Oh, yeah,
It's
that's
like, it's
believable.
insta-love, but
It's
been,
not-
it's
it's-
been crafted and built up in a way, whereas
Yeah.
this was like, she started painting his portrait, and then after, spoiler alert by the way, after like 3 months, 3 months was taken on a page.
My pick for this is way more controversial than Jessica's pick.
She's controversying me right now.
And I'm not saying that I don't like this book or the series, but I think Throne of Glass is overrated. That's it.
Goodbye!
And Selena just sliced my head off.
Number 9, wine. I like that 9 and wine rhyme.
Cheers. Cheers.
Okay.
It tastes like pig.
It tastes like pig! It tastes like pig!
It's a Glee reference.
The mistake was giving Jess the spinny chair. Number 9, wine. Just gone through a rough breakup. Wah. So you park yourself in bed with your favourite bottle of wine, some ice cream, and a bucket for your tears. Name a book that made you cry out all of your feels.
Deathly Hallows by J.K. Rowling, who is now a trash person. She makes me angry. Where did your morals go? You know, like, oh, bye. This book, it made me cry a lot for a lot of different reasons, and like there's just like that one chapter that I bawled my eyes out in, but now I wouldn't because I hate Snape.
I chose The Inexplicable Logic of My Life by Benjamin Sons. This book, controversially, I think I like this more than Ari and Dante. Like, I love them both, but this book I feel like the writing was a bit more polished. I think the character of Sal is a bit, like, I love Ari, but I feel like he's a bit of an angry little cinnamon roll, and Sal's just precious. Sal, he has a Mexican adoptive family, and his dad is gay, and his Mima is really sick. And that's all you need to know. I was reading this in the bath and I was just sobbing hysterically, and Callum was like, "Are you okay?" I was like, "I'm just sitting in a pool of my own tears." I don't think I've ever, because I don't normally cry in a book. I used to never cry in books because I feel like, not like a movie when you're watching it happen, like I feel like you're a bit disconnected, but now I cry all the time in books.
She's opened a gate.
I've opened the floodgates.
You're like Chandler.
I'm like, yeah, I never cried and then I cry all the time.
10. Strip club. I like that, like, you can go to strip clubs sober, but it's in the drunk tag. What's the sexiest naked book?
Language of Thorns by Lee Bardugo. I actually can't deal with it, how pretty it is.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's Nevernight by J. Kristoff.
Language of Thorns has
I
these
didn't know this.
illustrations in them.
It has pictures. Gaston would
It
be
has
happy.
pictures all the way through, and this one is so nice.
I want to be her.
And
I
this
want to
one
kill
has a
men
little fox
with
on
tidal waves. And that is all.
This is the Drunk Book Tag. This is Michaela. She makes the videos. I just star in them.
Yeah.
Hey. Okay, bye.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe to see more mess. And thanks. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye. Do we want to cheers as like a thumbnail?
Should we do this, like,
Come close.
the arm around the arm? I wonder if that worked or if it looks weird.